It's here again, guys. The all-new season with exciting episodes of your favorite show, The Prophet's Wife.
Exciting!
This time, it's bigger, better, and full of life-impacting discussions that will transform and shape you, our cherished audience, and beyond.
Entertaining!
Spanning from a wide range of topics, the power-packed season will take a practical and experienced approach from various resource persons who will bring to our comprehension the nuances and intricacies of marriage,
mind-blowing,
relationships, ministry, fashion, education, parenting, and more. All this with your eloquent host, Mimi ElBernard.
overwhelming,
The Prophet's Wife.
Welcome to the all-new season of the Prophet's Wife Show Season 2. Connect with us on Facebook at Mimi ElBernard Nelson-Eshun, on Instagram at Mimi ElBernard, and on YouTube, Prophet's Wife Show with Mimi ElBernard. Stick and stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Resource persons who will bring to our comprehension the nuances and intricacies of marriage,
mind-blowing,
relationships, ministry, fashion, education, parenting, and more. All this with your eloquent host, Mimi ElBernard.
overwhelming,
The Prophet's Wife.
Just like I said, we are so excited to have you back. My name is Mimi ElBernard Nelson-Eshun, and I happen to be your host. Well, on this show, this first day of the show, we want to take you back to some of the things we did in the past. Like last year, some of the things we did. Well, my favorite was how children of men of God or pastors or women of God always go off from the calling of their parents or from out of the house of God. That was my favorite. I don't know about you guys.
Well, let's talk about that and let's see.
Okay, so what do you have to say about that?
Well, I think that last year we established that not all children of men of God go off, and we also established that sometimes it's because of the attention being always on their parents and not on them, so they feel neglected and all that, so they feel that, well, I'm not accepted here, let me go and find attention elsewhere. So I think that that's the major cause of this particular problem.
And also, we also said that at times the congregation has so much expectation on the pastor's children. They expect them to become the pastor that their father is. They expect them to become the prophet that their father is, or their mom. And at times it's so much work, and they feel so stressed out. So in the course of trying to express what they feel, they just go outside to a place where nobody will be pushing them to become a pastor. Or so we establish that if the congregation can listen to their emotions and just tone it down a little.
But is there something wrong with, like, I don't see anything wrong with people expecting more from you as a child of God or as a pastor's child.
You know, as a child, we have to be able to train them the way they should go. But it doesn't mean that we should push them to be what they are. They are not yet. They are not yet. You know, at times, many pastors' children, they are also growing. They will make mistakes. But you see a pastor's child growing and making a mistake, and they said, but you are a pastor's child. Won't you? Your father was calling you a prophet, and you are here misbehaving like this. But not knowing that the pastor's children are also human beings, and they are growing up. So let's give them room to grow up. If we give them room to grow up and they end up growing up and becoming the pastor that they want to be, then they know what they are being called to do. Not like because A said I had to be a pastor, I must pretend to be a pastor. That's why we see many pastor children pretending until they are 18 years. Then they go off.
Right.
I also think that, like you said, we need to train our kids in the way, bring them up in the way they should go. But at the same time, like you said, there's a lot of expectation from the congregation. They want the pastor's kids to be a certain way. I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of pressure, but I believe that in as much as some pastors' children would like to be doctors and whatnot. There should be the fear of God in them. The pressure helps a lot, okay? If they know that if I go clubbing with my friends, what if a church member is passing by, or if I sit in probably a place, a pub or so, drinking with my friends, and someone walks in, someone from my church, what would the person think? That sort of guides them on the right path. So I think the pressure, in a way, it's okay. Yes. It's okay.
Yeah, I also think the parents having much time with their kids is one vital thing that will help the children to actually grow up in the way they should go, because your dad most of the time is attending to church members because church members are always on him. But then I believe if church and pastors make time for their children, probably have, when they are kids, they have devotions, they teach them the word, then you see them growing up loving the things of God, and then surely when they grow, they won't depart.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, I think the pastor should be able to pull them along, because sometimes you are in church and it's like other children are being around the pastors. The pastors are listening to other children or what they have to tell them. Then their kids are far away, because with us we think they are with them in the house, so they should pour out in the house. So they are not being pulled along by the pastors. So they have to be pulled along. They have to be seen in public with their parents, because yes, the expectation is there. Because when you even go to children's service, I don't know, but we make it's like the pastor's children are some kind of role model to the other kids. And so when there are even programs, we first pull pastors' children, even in school, when there are programs concerning church or activities concerning church, we first locate the pastor's child. And so yes, the expectation is there. So it's for us, the parents, to try to pull them along. So that's what I think.
Well, I think there's nothing wrong with the expectation, but when there's too much pressure on people, you see, people tend to make a lot of mistakes when there's a lot of pressure. When the limelight is on you, the probability for you to make mistakes and even pretend, like Dr. Sepako said, is very high. So, I mean, the congregation should relax and know that the children of pastors are also children.
They are human beings.
They are also human beings, yes. So they should be given room not to sin, but I mean, to make mistakes. And also, I think that the pastors have a role. I think that another thing that makes them go off is that some pastors are too strict on their children. And it's not even because of anything, but because of the expectation of the congregation. So they don't have that listening ear from their parents. So they'll go get it elsewhere and get bad advice.
And also, and to add to that, many pastors' children, or many pastors and their wives or whatever, they don't have time to teach their children the word in the house. The expectation is like, oh, okay, you are in the house, so you should be able to know the scriptures. But ask ourselves, if you ask some pastors' children, they'll open up to do that. Even the morning devotion they have, it's not consistent, because the pastor is in a hurry to take care for his congregation, forgetting about his own child. So even though you are supposed to teach, you are supposed to teach them, you don't make time to actually imbibe in them the word of God to become Christians. So they pretend, like, oh, okay, hey, I'm a pastor. They'll show their hands and everything, but inward, they are very empty.
Okay. And sometimes too, I think that children see two sides of their parents, because for instance, Daddy is telling us that we should. He's preaching on the pulpit that love your neighbor, protect your neighbor, take care of your neighbor, spend time with your neighbor. And you go to church and you see Daddy spending time with these people, and Daddy or Mommy is not spending time with the children. So they end up hating even the church members. Yes. My daddy spends more time with you, and I don't even get to spend time with my dad or my mom. So they end up hating anything that has to do with the church.
I'll never be a pastor. Yes. I think that's what makes them go wayward, because they're like, they've had enough of the church things, because every time Daddy is running around, Mommy is doing that, and on the pulpit all the time. They not even listen. Probably they are just tired of it. So they would like to do anything but being a man of God.
Wow. Mrs. Adam, you said you had a topic, your favorite topic that you wanted us to.
Yes, there was this letter that came in. One lady who said she then was an unbeliever, and she had her sugar daddy buy her duplex and a car. She was born again now and is dating, and her new beloved wants her to send the items back.
Oh yeah.
The guy.
Because he's a pastor.
Yes, and then, well, I remember very well that I said if the lady told her newfound love about the items before he proposed, then I think there is nothing wrong with it. They can just have fun with the things that she can.
Yes. But is it really necessary to declare your assets to somebody who has not married you?
Yes.
You've not even married me.
Personally, I think you should.
We are now about to date. I should now come and tell you that, well, maybe she can mention that, oh, this is what happened. I dated this guy. But is it necessary for me to tell him that, oh, even this house that I'm living in, he bought it for me, this car, is it necessary?
It depends. Okay, so
but
dating someone, you need someone to date, suppose you're dating, and you take him to your house. You're a young girl, probably you work somewhere, you don't work at all. You're living in your own house, you have a BM packed. I'm sure he'll be wondering that, okay, where is this coming from? So he would ask.
If he does ask, I mean, yes.
So you tell him the source.
of course, definitely he's going to.
Yeah, he would definitely ask.
Her concern was that the guy actually wanted her
To return.
to return the duplex, and then they live in a 2-bedroom or a chamber and hall apartment, you know, and that was what the issue was
So
about.
now, what are you trying to say?
She has a duplex and
old car.
Okay.
Remember, it's a very old model of a car, remember.
Okay.
Oh, no, but I mean, returning it is childish, one. And probably the sugar daddy
Was he asking for it, the sugar daddy?
No.
Okay, so if you are watching us, please drop your comment. I don't know what your favorite show was last year, but you can just drop it and we'll discuss it. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I was saying, returning it is childish in the first place. And what if the sugar daddy has also moved on with his life? Maybe he's changed from his old way, loving his wife, and then you show up, tell I am your sugar baby of 2 years ago. I'm here to return. I think it doesn't make sense. So if the guy feels uncomfortable with those things, sell them.
Selling it, the money is still the guy's money. The other guy's
So he wants you to return the money.
No, but he's asking you to sell, to return everything, and you're telling him you're going to sell it. Are you selling it to return the money to the owner?
Oh no, that one.
You sell and then get a new car. Maybe his issue was he staying in the car that the sugar daddy gave. So maybe I will sell and get a new house. That one you will feel comfortable. This is not the very house the sugar daddy
I think the
gave.
letter has
I see some comments and I would want to read it. So
really coming up.
No, we can talk.
I think the letter had other aspects of it as well. But Ms. Eva made a comment like, why would you declare your assets? And I wanted to ask
My point,
and
why
I wanted
shouldn't
to ask that if she's dating a guy and a guy is driving and have all this, we want to ask the guy where he get them from.
Oh no, yes. That,
If you ask the guy where you get them from, then expect the guy to ask you.
If you ask, I'll answer.
Of course, in this situation, the guy,
your mom is a rich woman somewhere, your daddy is a rich man, or you acquired it by your own. No, I don't think you should be able to tell the man.
She wants to declare assets, even from the beginning, before the person even proposed.
Well, that's
so.
But now this girl is born again, and if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation.
So you sanctify the house.
Yeah, so you just, move on. That's what I think, personally. You just move on because she's born again, and all things have passed.
Okay, so I see this comment from Selma Nanaya Agri. She said, returning it is not good, though. Those gifts are her reward for investing her time.
I know, right?
Wow.
Reward.
No, what do you think about what she said?
Oh no, I will not call
You
it
think she's
reward.
right?
No, I will not call it a reward.
Time.
What?
Oh,
No, I will
and
not call it a
probably-
reward, but it's a gift. A gift is a gift and should not be returned.
The sugar dad, okay, he is married.
Yes, he's a sugar.
Okay,
he's
so
married.
what's the reward in here?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's not a
so
reward.
it's not
It was a
it's not-
gift.
yeah. It's not a reward.
All right, so this is from Nanaya Dankwa. She said, I mean the one with Prophet Vincent talking about sex. Do you remember
That's
that?
a favorite.
Oh, the one Prophet Vincent walked to the table and he bent and he was like, how can a man say the wife should do this?
Hey, well,
Really, I don't remember.
I remember. He was he was talking about certain things he feels married.
Just
The
awkward.
fact that you are married doesn't mean you can go all way out to
all
just
the way
have
because you
fun.
watch pornography, you want
Because you want
the
to-
wife
yeah.
to raise the leg whilst
He even spoke about the fact that people tie their guys and they whip them.
That is a different. They're on a different class at all.
All right, Benedicta Sarinyako said it is her pension pay. Return it if it's not the best.
you see the issue about
Pension
the
from
issue
what?
about this sugar daddy issue is that
Retiring from the
many
lab.
ladies of late are glorifying the whole thing of sugar daddy.
It's normal.
They're making it so normal. How can somebody say it's a reward?
Yeah. And our Papin said, why is it a gift then? Personally, I will not return them. So does it mean you would rather lose the pastor who wants to settle down with you and you sacrifice everything just because?
I'll sell the whatever. I'll sell the house. I'll sell the car, and we'll get a new one. Yeah, really.
No,
of
is this
course.
guy feeling unsafe?
Yes, I think the problem was insecurity.
Yes,
And once he's not comfortable with you, I'm not sure the marriage will work anymore.
Of course. No, he's not comfortable with the
Dinah
fact that your sugar daddy-
Inchibwesiako said, return them for peace in your relationship. She can remember the past with the sugar daddy when she sees those things. That's also another thing.
Okay, so what if you return it and the man said, I don't want them. I don't
Sell
want it.
them, lah. Sell.
Because if
invest the
somebody can comfortably buy you a
and invest
duplex,
the money.
he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. Maybe
Okay, so
he
you
will
could
remind him.
you could sell it and give the money to the orphanage.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But that, I mean,
Because
why do
you
have to do that?
may never
When
know.
they are obviously struggling.
And live in a
You need the money.
Mrs. Adam, you are not saying anything. You just
can't even
you keep
invest
saying,
the money.
hey, and live in the children.
The thing is, what if the sugar daddy returns after so many years?
To do what?
Obaya Boatima said, who returns the gift though? The lady returning it to the sugar daddy, the ex-sugar daddy. Mata Eduku, time will be given to people who are important to you. It should be demonstrated in love.
Yeah, that's true.
Rosemond Amapoku said, why in the first place will you go in for that? Okay, he wasn't even a Christian by then.
The lady.
He wasn't a Christian.
Yeah.
He wasn't a she wasn't a Christian, but she became born again and she got herself, she met a man of God who wanted to settle down with her. And Natra Gold said, things has really happened in that relationship. The gymnastic alone. Oh,
What gymnastic? to get a duplex for a reward. And yeah, gymnastics.
Josephine Eshun, I think this is a vital. She said she should have returned it when she went to break up with the sugar daddy. If he had said no, then she could have given it to charity. If truly she loves the man and not think about age and wealth.
Well, we're not given the background into that. We're not given the background into whether or not she tried.
Then the man did not
So
change.
that's
We're not being realistic. Sell it.
Okay, yes, Mabel Nyamiche Hanson said, yes, as for me, I think I'll sell everything and give the money to the needy.
Really?
Fantastic.
Mommy, why don't you sit down
And
with
invest
your beloved and see reason?
You think
with
they
him?
haven't done that?
Why was this issue? Yes, you
No, but she said that the issue is with them staying in the house and driving the car. So let's talk about honey. I think that
So because you don't want to sell, so honey.
let's sell these things and then invest the money. if you don't want to spend it, let's invest it for our children.
Hey, someone's money for your really
Someone's money saying it was a gift, so it's mine now.
What did you do to receive the gift?
That one there, I was in the world. I'm now in Christ.
Okay, I think we really enjoyed this topic. I think someone also, Dr. Samaka also has a topic.
Yeah, I think my favorite times were those times that we prayed on the set. You know, people were wondering, hey, this lady is beautiful with all the makeup, and we were able to stand in the gap on set and we prayed.
And we will do it again.
And we'll do it again because it actually yielded results. I mean, there's no way we can just talk about relationship without praying to it. Because we are not doing a secular program. We are doing a prayerful program.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back. Thank you. Don't go anywhere.
The Prophet's Wife.
Invite your friends to come and watch and help them enjoy and be blessed with this program. Okay, so before we go to the next topic, I just want to make this thing clear. The lady in question was not a Christian by then. That is why she went in for a sugar daddy. She later became a born again, and then she quits with a man. So I don't want us to think that, oh, then we'll just do it when we are ready to marry, then we go and pray and ask. The next, I saw this question on in-laws. I remember that topic where the man said he prefers long hair, and the mother-in-law said, no, I want my daughter to be in short hair. And the man thinks like the wife was always listening to the mother and not listening to what he really wants. Your take, madam?
It's a very controversial topic. Because I
How controversial?
Remember, yeah, I quite remember.
This is not controversial.
No,
simple. My husband wants me to do long hair. Why should I do short hair?
No, listen. This is the lady's mom, right? Okay. So I think when we're having the discussions, it came up that I think the mother sort of, when they started dating, she was always in the house. She's very close to the lady. The lady always went in for her advice even before they got married. I think she contributed a lot to making up the marriage.
Really?
I don't know. I think it came up in the discussion. So, or maybe we are just assuming that that's what was going on. But because I don't see how...
Even if that was
But they said they were very close. She chose the color for the wedding.
I remember something
so even
like that.
if they were that close, that was when you weren't married.
Well, yeah.
So now you're married.
Yeah, I remember something like that. So I think the woman still sees her daughter as single, or probably the young daughter she brought up. And I don't see, I am with the man anyway. I don't see why the mother should choose what kind of hair the daughter has when the husband is choosing something else. It's totally wrong.
Well,
okay.
You see, the thing with mothers is that mothers always think that they know what's best for their children.
Well, she's married.
Whether they are married or not, she still sees you as her child. And so she thinks that I've brought you up all these years, 20-something years or 30-something years before this man came to marry you. And I've seen you in short hair and I've seen you in long hair. This man came into your life just about 3 or 4 years ago. How can he just come and change? So I think she has been with she feels that she's been with the daughter longer and has seen both and
there's no problem with her.
I'm not justifying.
No, there's no problem with her.
I'm not justifying what she's doing.
I have a problem with the lady saying that because my mom says I should have short hair,
so I'll stick to that.
Yeah,
no, she has been doing all her life.
Really, she can't
and the mom has probably not complained. She has probably her mother has given her other pieces of advice that she's taken against her husband's word. He hasn't complained. She hasn't complained. So
but
she also feels that
the same mother that you've been praying for your daughter
to get married.
And cleaving is cleaving.
But the other question is, was the man in the relationship before they married, was he enjoying the short hair and had kept quiet all this while?
Good. Thank you. So you have to bring all these out while in the relationship.
No, I think maybe the man really saw the short hair, and at a point he saw the long hair, and he was like, no, I think I prefer the long hair to the
No,
short
but
hair.
you know that sometimes men too can be indecisive. One moment he likes the short one,
Yeah.
the next moment he likes the long one. So the
So
lady
do as he says. Why?
Because I'm not sure the woman will be happy if the man comes to her and the man goes like, your daughter doesn't respect me. Why? Oh, I want her to be in a long hair, but I don't know why she's in a short
Is
hair.
the lady's mom staying with them?
No,
I
they
don't
were
think
very
so.
closer.
So she comes in
but not
anytime.
the same house,
Okay.
same area.
So now, if the Bible says that a man should leave his father and mother and then cleave to his wife, I think that once you have left, it means you are matured. And now the two of you have to think and decide. I mean, make all the decisions you want to. So if my husband says, I want you to go natural, and that's what I want. And then my mom is like, oh, do the long hair and all that. I would have to satisfy my husband because he paid the price.
The question is, how did the mother-in-law even got to know about the fact that there's a long hair and short hair back in the house?
She lives through.
It means that the lady had told the mother. She's still a baby. That's why I said, if you're not ready for marriage, we're not ready to detach from your parents, there's no need for you to enter into marriage.
Another thing I think we should look at is, what if this is what the mother is saying is also what the lady herself wants? So another question comes in. Do you satisfy your husband's desire above yours? I mean,
No. Can I get to read the social media comments,
I'm not sure if the lady had discussed with the man, there will be a problem. The issue here is why the in-law suggested. Yes.
if it's a suggestion, then it's fine. But
Yeah, that's
No,
what
she's
can
pushing.
suggest,
She's
but
pushing.
She can't impose.
She's pushing because
it
she
on
comes
them.
in. She comes in any time at all.
So she always makes a comment like,
will you
haven't
allow
I
your
told
own-
you to?
All right, can I read
That's
this
your
from
hair.
Suzette Boama? She said, she is married to her husband, not her mom. The word of God says we should honor our parents. This means honor your mom as your mom, not your husband. The word of God also says submit to your husband, not your mom.
That is it.
Okay, but then you've not...
I mean,
So which is which?
she's married to the husband, so they are one flesh. Whatever they discuss should stay indoors. I think the fact that the mother-in-law is the one insisting is what is killing the husband.
Okay. All right, Clenham Rosie Arthur said, I don't think the mother really have a say concerning such issues now that her daughter is married. Perfect.
Yes, but then like Iraja was saying, as to whether you should always satisfy what your husband wants against your will, I mean that one is debatable.
Okay.
You should come to a compromise.
Okay.
So I
Yes,
should
if
make-
he wants...
No, but I think if the woman hadn't, I'm sure the husband didn't even know that the mother-in-law wanted a short hair. I'm sure it was the woman that went out to tell them, the husband. So if she had told the husband that I also prefer short hair, I don't think it would have been a
It's
I'm sure they would have found a way out.
Why are you
draw
saying
a
that?
line. I think they have to draw a line where the in-law, I mean, they are married. So, mommy, you bless
Please keep
us.
sharing, keep sharing. Invite people to come on board. Thank you.
You bless us in our marriage, so allow us to marry. You shouldn't come and interfere. What if the guy leaves me because of what you are doing? It's you the same mom.
But
I also think that, you know, once you are married, it doesn't mean you don't receive advices from your parents.
Yeah, of course.
Okay? But maybe the manner in which you present it to your spouse.
I said
Okay.
she can't.
That is
say
it.
that why am
My
I
mom
such a-
said,
Yes.
my dad said.
So
annoying.
you could actually tell your husband that, oh, I think I feel comfortable in the natural. You should not
bring
you
your
telling
mommy.
him that
My mom
my
said-
mom said, you know.
And also, it's because
and you said you want a long hair. What should I do?
it's because
Honor your mother and your
the man had lived with that for throughout the dating process.
She's tired.
He's always saying, my mom said, so why did you also pretend to be liking my mom said to the
While in the
dating?
relationship.
You know?
He wants
All right, Mabel Nyamiche Hansen said she can respect the mother but can't decide for the lady because she's not marrying the mother but rather her husband.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Marriage is a serious business. If you're not ready to live and cleave, don't start it. If you're going to do your mom, in fact, we mean established that we should keep our in-laws arms and legs away.
I
Because
remember
that's the only way you can
last year.
focus focus on your marriage. If possible, leave the vicinity where you are. Don't tell her exactly where you are. What you ready to? What you?
Oh, really?
No. Listen.
No.
Some in-laws will badge even if you are. But if I move from Sprinters to Dansoma, I'll say I'm in Dansoma, but I won't tell you I'm around Fleet.
Oh no.
So that if you want to come, you call. Then I'll give the direction.
So you tell mommy, please, when you're coming in.
Exactly. So you must. But I'll tell you.
Okay, so can I take this one from Obaya Boatema? She said, but I'm thinking, who are we talking about here? The woman, right? So I'm wondering, what does the woman want?
Yeah.
She can't always satisfy both parties, and so I think the opinion,
mind of her own.
I think the opinion or wish of the woman is paramount here.
Yeah.
Well, it is. But when you are married, you cannot make certain decisions alone.
My hair.
Your hair. So listen. Your husband too is insisting that don't cut your hair. Me, I want to cut my hair.
Oh wow! I think I saw this thing on social media.
So
Tell it, mom. I think it was. It said if your dad and your husband happens to be in an argument or misunderstanding, and your daddy asks you to sit and your husband asks you to get into the car, what will you do? And someone said, "I'll pick an Uber."
It's not like that. This particular issue, I have faced it before, but mine wasn't like that because my mom was not insistent. My mom was like, my face is small, so when I cut my hair, it makes my face look smaller. My husband said he loves me in short hair, so me too, I love myself in short hair. My mom says that so she now started saying I don't look nice in short hair. But I knew she was not saying so I cut it and she was okay because I'm married.
Okay, Dinah, and boy Siako said there should not be a compromise here. Her desire is her husband. So Mananaya agree. Wow, so in their home, their major problem is hair. Hey, wow, issues are really in
Oh no, but it will shock you some of the issues that can even break a marriage. You have no idea.
Please let it go down. There's a comment I would want to. No, up. Yes, okay. All right, let it go down then. Mami Abena Sapo said, being married doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to your mom's advice sometimes. Sometimes it works. Is this same mom that's going to solve an issue when there is a problem?
No.
Hey, this one.
It's not the same mom who solved the issue.
No, it's that, yeah, definitely.
There are times that you go for
definitely the mothers come in,
exactly. Once in a while, you know, you can discuss, but not intimate. It's like, hey, like seriously. Like seriously, because you must show that.
I think you should retract that thing.
You can tell your business. See, the thing is that look. Yes, no, I'm saying we are moving.
Just like the
we are moving. Maybe our rent has expired. We are moving to we prefer this place. Because
you know you can't do that.
Oh, my dear. Do you want to protect your
Josephine, all right, you got someone supporting you here. Said Josephine, I agree with Doc. The lady is behaving like a baby. She's not matured enough for marriage. Other than that, once she agreed to marry, then she should know that she and her husband will do things and decide together and not allow third parties to decide for them. What about the Dansuman and Kaswa issue? Okay. L Song Akosia Adepa said, which problem? Hey, let it go. Let it go. All right. I think we'll just wrap up and sign out. Is there any other thing you want us to?
Oh no, just concerning, you know, in Ghana, when we are getting married, normally as a traditional marriage ceremony, they tell you that, oh, take your in-laws as your parents.
Yes.
So,
but it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
But then what if the person now has even become more than your parents? Interfering in your relationship, your marriage, coming into your house.
You must set boundaries.
Yes.
You set boundaries.
So what are you going to do?
But I also feel when you do that, you're not being fair, because when you give birth and you need someone to come and bathe your children, you invite your mom.
So how are you
so it means when you need them, they should come. But when you don't need them, they should go.
If your in-law comes to bath your child, if your in-law comes to bath and say that this food should not be cooked in this house, you listen, because your mother says she likes fufu. So every day fufu is good prepared. You have to set boundaries. And you must tell her.
All right, I have a comment here. Mami Chumwa Bibini Baba for Vemba. A woman ideally should look good to boost her confidence and feel good. They fall in love, the woman we wear.
They fall in love
So
with the woman.
they fall in love. Okay, so Raj, let's continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that as much as we are taking them as our parents, they should understand that they should come and visit once in a while and allow the married people to marry. They should go to their husbands and wives' houses and we're married.
Okay, this is from Tawheed. He said, one thing I know is by nature, men are egoistic and we always want things that will affirm our masculinity or being in charge. And once our partners start involving other people to make decisions or intrude, it creates problems. Mama, please leave your daughter for us. Why? But that is true. And Dinah Enchibuesiako said, godly advice and counsel is the best. Well, I think the woman should understand that the daughter is supposed to listen to the husband, not her. Sometimes she should just
the doctor has to
should also know.
work on that.
Yes.
Because
should you tell your mom everything?
And I'm sure that there are issues in the hair, apart from the hair. I think the hair bit was the peak of the I tell you. I'm sure she should go back and check.
Okay. El Song Akosia Adepa. I'm just laughing at some comments. Both parties are mature to control their problems. Suzette Boama said, listening to your mom's advice is good, but be careful who you submit to. Abuajiwa Asari, really enjoying the show. Benedicta Asari Nyako said, powerful, God bless you, women of God. Amen. Martha Eduku, should you marry a pastor to become the woman of God you are called to become? No.
That's a topic for another day.
No. We will discuss it next week for you. We'll bring it up next week for you, so let me pin it.
Keep watching us.
Okay. So stay tuned. Next week, we are going to discuss this. All right. And Deborah Esilfi said, the same way a woman will tell her husband how a particular shirt looks good on him and expects him to wear it, I believe the lady should just spice herself a little for the husband. That's right. Mami Abena Sapon, do you know our mother's mistake? They did in their, do you know our mothers, the mistakes they did in their marriages mostly used to advise us in order not to repeat the sin? Please kindly be adding comments and full stops to it to make it easy for us to read. Josephine Echampon, it's not always about what the woman wants. Now that she is married, she and her husband must take decisions together. I think this little issues is what spoils marriage. Same applies to the man. He must take decisions together with his wife. Yeah. What do you think?
Yes.
Clenam Rosie Arthur, I'm in love with the show. Thank you. Martha Eduko, thank you, Mommy. And Priscilla Tracy. Wow. Wow. I think we wrap up here. Thank you very much for staying with us. We're coming back next week, Saturday. You can inbox me with some of the topics you would want us to discuss, and we'll bring it on board next week. God bless you. Keep winning and know that we love you, and everything you stick your mind to, you can get it. Bye.
Bye.